Okay.
Okay, there we go. So Bianca and I have not prepared for this, and I'm gonna do a little intro, completely improv ad-libbed. And trust me, if you want me to not put this right directly on YouTube, you can say so, but I bet you'll want me to premiere it on YouTube. Because I know you're as prepared as I am, and our similarities are why we're just improvising now with the pandemic and we're thriving. So I really want to show the people what that's about, right? Just completely like, precedent has left Earth. Everyone trying to do the old thing in a new way, they're getting stressed. Many people can't even get to that point. So we're just going to literally do a creative conversation. Now, okay. I got some production value, right? I've got some production value I want people to do a little mental note of. What I'm gonna do, we got an intro song.
Okay.
So on my Bose Wave radio, I got it queued up to a specific lyric. This song is Style by Prince from Emancipation CD 3. Here it comes. And I can rewind it. We'll do it, but we'll do, I bet you get it in the very first time. Tell me, but you might not be able to hear it.
Okay. Yeah, I can't hear it.
Lusting after someone because they're cool. Style is loving yourself till everyone else does too. So that was a failed.
Oh, nice.
That was a failed experiment audio. You know, I don't have engineers in my home. I'm not Teddy Riley. I'm baby facing this John. In conversation.
Okay.
Yes. I have a little bit more production, but I'm going to go straight to what I'd like you to do is introduce yourself and our relationship. Contextualize both.
Sure, no problem. So hi, everyone. I am Bianca J. Jackson. You can find me there on LinkedIn. My background, I am a storyteller. I am a branding consultant. I am a technologist. And oh man, throughout my career, I've learned how to do a lot of things with tech. And once I left my job in September 2017, I really took my show on the road. You know, being a full-time entrepreneur and just really trying to live the best life possible. In living the best life possible, I've made it a point to build new relationships with people, professionals, whoever around the world. And my primary platform was LinkedIn. So that's how I know that. I just believe in the power of connecting and the power of people and being open and willing to start new relationships for betterment of life. So that's our connection. That's how we met.
Yeah, so we have an entirely virtual relationship, but yet here we are basically just gonna girlfriend to girlfriend and look to help both of our businesses thrive. We're inventing this. If we were to play by all the rules of all the previous posts, get all the experts, we're gonna invent our own rules here and then this is gonna be going straight to YouTube. So we can cue to the place to start the video and just start distributing it like this as soon as we have a spare moment, because we're both probably in more conversations today. Yeah. So, but it's like we're actually creating evergreen content mindfully, yet completely on the fly. Like, you'll remember the bit you want to cue to. I'll have a different one, and then we'll circulate and spread, demonstrating like the connection is something that can happen with humans who look nothing like each other, who've never met in person. So now this is the first, well, we actually had one conversation, and she can talk about how I probably don't even remind her of the person she talked. We did have one video conversation back in the day, but nothing came of it. We didn't purposely say, while we were participating, how do we utilize this in our business? You know, we both were learning as entrepreneurs. Now she's doing radio tours and I'm over here taking notes, and I'm going, guess what? I'm gonna just give you all this promotion, a reel. Maybe she uses it, maybe not, but I'm gonna let her talk now. What do you want to say for your reel?
man, like I just want to spread the message of openness, right? Of openness, willingness to connect, meeting new people. And like you said, everyone doesn't necessarily need to look like you. They don't have to be from the same town. They don't have to be from the same class. It's just there's something that connects us all on a human level, and it takes vulnerability to see where those connections lie, right? So yeah, we did have a conversation a long time ago, and I take on, or I enter conversations not always necessarily with the next step in mind. It's just, just want to connect, right? So I like the fact that you reached out, you reached back. I was like, hey, let's talk, and I'm like, absolutely, right? It's just like for a real, like, yes, I'm a business owner, but I'm a person first.
Yeah.
I'm a person first, and I really try to use social media as well as LinkedIn, primarily LinkedIn, of, one, being human myself and showing other people how to be human. I think too many times we're so busy used to thinking that, internet and technology and computers are scary, right? And that anyone on the other side of it is trying to scam you, get your money, tell you something bad or evil. And I'm just like, well, you have those people who live next door to you or downstairs, right?
Most assuredly.
Yeah. So like, I would rather, be my most authentic self and let that, attract whoever is going to attract. So I love, getting in conversations where there isn't necessarily the next step decided just yet. It's just you're trying to figure out where your energies align and where you could take it next.
I'm going to do some fierce love here for the people. And I'm going to say, look at either Bianca or myself. Go to our LinkedIn and watch how we participate. Neither one of us entertain bullshit. We do not hear the haters. We give love to the lovers. And following either of us, what you need, whichever one of us resonate with you, follow both of us, because we're really cool when we interact, right? I mean, this is dynamite, you see. This is what humans are about, and we clogged up the internet with shit over and over and over again. And the influencers, the people, again, people are going to be astounded. Why haven't they been like following us all along? Because it's all about the numbers, and the two of us are about the human hearts. So we don't have, the influencer level millions of followers because we didn't want them. It would have and they didn't show up because we were busy talking. So I have found I have no bots. I've never gotten a hate comment or a troll or anything on anything I've ever put on the internet, because the quality of how I'm communicating, and that I'm communicating to a person, changes how I curate my newsfeed. It changes how the algorithm decides to serve me content. And then again, there's still lots of like emojis. I tone them out. It's not worth our time. And it's much more not worth the time of the person doing them than the person's reading them. Think of the attention that gets stolen, adding no value. And that's why influencers are influencers, and it's a rigged game. It's a rigged game right now that people are saying, well, we just need to up our content game. We certainly do not. We're creating really great human-centered content with real mindfulness, with real strategic skill, okay? You're a lot farther ahead of me in that way, right? Because I was chronically ill. So I did a lot more observing behind the scenes, right? Okay. I was observing more than going, here's what I'm selling, here's what I'm selling. I'm like, oh, hey, I see you, can we have a conversation? And that's why I've sort of leapfrogged here a little bit in the pandemic, going, I see this. I had to learn how to create these authentic relationships only via the computer, because I'd been in self-quarantine for a decade. I had a disease called multiple chemical sensitivity, and I've only been interacting with humanity through the keyboard, through the online for the last decade. So I've been practiced. So again, it's not something, it's not like Deb is some crazy human you can't possibly be like. I practiced learning these skills of real connection and being fearless about what might happen in this recording, right? We obviously trust each other implicitly. This is being recorded. We're our real selves, knowing that if somehow, some way we got a little personal, We say, okay, well, let's not put it out right now. Let's have it edited and get out, there was a confession. But I don't think either one of us are afraid of any confessions. We know we're in control, that the part of our story we would share in this modality is something that meets our brand. We've done that work repeatedly. Over to you.
Wow. I'm not sure exactly how to follow that up. I mean, there's a couple of different things. I'll say this. It looks like, depending on what your definition of influencer is, some people have used that term for me. And I didn't necessarily set out to be an influencer. I just set out to tell the truth, or at least my version of the truth, right? Once I left corporate in September 2017, I just wanted to talk about the things that a lot of people just didn't know, when it came to being a woman, when it came to being Black, when it came to being a Black woman. Just certain conversations that many people either didn't want to hear or were unaware of, or I was just being a voice for people who were afraid to say, to share their stories. So in doing that, that's what helped grow, I should say, help grew the following that I have. And like I said, I didn't set out to be an influencer. I just wanted to share my truth. I think that it's extremely important now that, everyone's kind of barricaded to the houses, right? So you don't have any other choice but to tell the truth or fabricate something with some things that you have in your house, right? So everyone's, kind of going on camera with natural hair or, not looking like they stepped out of a movie scene and, very little makeup and, very modest clothes. And someone had mentioned, this was on Facebook, that he said, I'm happy to see people being human again,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like they're okay with, bonnets and hair scarves and ponytails and things like that, just really looking like not that they woke up, but like looking like whatever they could do themselves. A lot of times we're so confused because, people have been filtered out and, there's all this lighting and, professional photography and stylists and, it's comfortable to see people in sweatshirts and sweatpants and playing with their children. Like it's just like where we are right now. I know a lot of people are upset and they want to go outside, but like there has never been any other chance or time where I've seen where people had excess amount of time on their hands to one, do the things that they love, but then also get to those projects, right? To really check in with themselves. What does the authentic version of them actually want? Is it writing? Is it learning a new skill, playing the piano or instrument or something? And I'm just excited for it. I'm excited for more human-centered content, more heart-centered content. Someone posted on LinkedIn a couple of days ago, she talked about how the NFL laid her off. And the post was really personal. And I think before all this, most people wouldn't have put something like that on LinkedIn, at least not in that detail. But she was vulnerable enough to do it. And I'm pretty sure she'll find a job, probably tomorrow. But I don't know. I'm just really enjoying the real stories that I get to read. I'm enjoying the real photos. I'm enjoying the real videos. Like I'm enjoying the why behind the why I do something or, why a company exists and the initiatives. And it's more than just a photo op because guess what? There's no paparazzi right now, which I think that is phenomenal, right? Especially for celebrities, but even on the more, common person level, there isn't a lot of people you need to go out there and try to impress right now.
Yeah.
And I love it.
First off, pre-March 2020, the entry bar was like perfectionism. And now it's like nobody has a crew. Nobody's got their makeup people, haven't already, the stylists aren't buying clothes to bring the rack in. It's brilliant because it's like we get to see humans in their natural peacocking selves, right? We are all feeling loved because we're just showing up and we're going, wow, is she gorgeous? Wow, is she doing zebra today? And I'm kind of doing peacock. I got the painting of the peacock because I only go green.
Got it.
But that's my visual brand, is to always try and be in green. Mm-hmm. Subconsciously, heart chakra. So even when I'm being fierce, right, and I'm sort of really challenging people intellectually, and I mean, again, America, I want you to open up and really mindfully see we are totally in sync. There is no challenge. There is no difference. There is no cultural bar. There is no, should I change what I'm going to say because Bianca's Black? Doesn't exist. I can say anything and we might get into some controversy, but I bet we'll both be on the same side of the controversy. That's racial harmony, y'all. That's what being an actual anti-racist is. So I'm basically dialing down my participation on LinkedIn. The only ones I'm going to jump into are the diversity inclusion conversations, because anti-racism is my first task. It's basically demonstrating that racism is idiocy. This philosopher was born to do it. She has the scientific argument that cannot be invalidated. So won't go into all of that right here, but there are productions in the works. I signed 2 contracts yesterday for documentarians to film me as the subject of my own documentary.
Awesome.
This is the evolution, right? That I'm now executing, producing, having people like, I think I'm so good at this. And I did my first global broadcast just a few weeks ago on April 17th with Paul Carrick-Brunson. I'd always bring my mentor in. That man, if you are not joining #BetterWithPaul Mondays and Fridays at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, you're losing out on the opportunity. So back to the woman from the NFL.
Yeah.
I disagree with you. I mean, personally, your assessment that she has the capacity to get a job tomorrow, 100% agree with. 100% disagree with that there's any business who will notice her and occupy her in the way that she should be. But how I would state it is I would 100% say that she could create her dream job tomorrow if she got rid of all of the noise. And again, there's work to be done. I'm not saying money arrives in her bank account. She'd have to know her purpose, build a strategy, a process. But it's all going to fail. Over the summer, this is a bold prediction, kind of Elon Musk style. Over the summer, every company will go bankrupt, one after the other. And we won't quite know, because even though we think we have public earnings, we know what's going on, we don't have enough, we don't know what's happening, how healthy the corporation is in its human resources. So it doesn't matter how much market capitalization you have. Right now, everything is life-centric. The concept of money itself will have to be reinvented. So why are you trying to make a job, build a living using the old models? This is a question for everyone. So this is the poorness of the English language. So that sort of sounded like you, Bianca, answered this question, but I was more like, you, everyone. Fierce love. Open up your mind to really understand. You can't think about doing anything or making a decision if you first don't ask, am I harming life? Keep life right there as you're considering what to do next. Helping life, harming life. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing that you need to know if you've got a good decision or a bad decision.
Okay. Yeah, no, I wanted to actually go back to something real quick about the documentary. I was going to say that diversity and inclusion is good, but to make sure that there is some type of social impact, right? Like you're impacting something socially. So I think that'd be great. Yeah, sorry, my dog is kind of like jumping around right now.
No, I love it. I'm with you. So it's interesting. I think this is an important, demographical point to make. That we're both single women with dogs, so we don't have children. Part of why we are the way we are and see this opportunity and have the time to take advantage of it is that we're not responsible for keeping other humans alive in the sense of being mothers.
This is right. Actually, can we stop for right now and come back? Like, he is like turning around. He really has to go
We
outside.
most certainly can. So here's what, we've done a great 25 minutes. We don't need a real big, huge file to have to mark with. So let's say goodbye. We'll end the recording. I will turn off Zoom so that the recording saves itself. So what you'll do, you can just email me when you want me to start another Zoom meeting. So take your time.
All right, thank you.
Okay, bye.